There's a spirit inside Biltmore House that you can really sense when you walk in the door. It's the smell of the greenery, it's the playing of music. All of those things would have been here when Mr. Vanderbilt had welcomed his own family. Biltmore is the largest home, privately owned home in America, and we are one of the most well-preserved estates representing the Gilded Age in the United States. We're really fortunate that we're still owned by the family, and the family's commitment to preservation continues to allow us to care for these objects that we have on display in the house and for our guests to experience Biltmore just like they would have in 1895.
Really last year in Christmas 2022, we started planning and thinking about Christmas this year. Just as this year, once we get this whole house decorated, we will be looking ahead to next year. We have to work a year ahead, it's what it takes. This house is 250 rooms. Granted, we don't decorate every single one of them, but the number of trees that we put up and the detail that we put into our work really, I think, is unlike Christmas decor you see anywhere else, and that really takes a lot of work. So this year, the Banquet Hall is being designed by Dawn Holloway.
That room is huge. It's 7 stories, 70 feet from the floor to the highest point in the ceiling. When you're designing for that room, it has to be taken into thought as far as scale, because that room is so huge. If you think you've made something big, you need to make it bigger.
Organization is what keeps us on target, keeps us on track. For us, that looks like a spreadsheet, a really big one. We call it the mega document. It's about 13 pages long and details out specific designers on the team, specific departments, where they need to be when, just a lot of moving parts, and having it broken down just makes sure it all happens.
Well, there's a huge list between floral and museum services that we move a lot of furniture, clear rooms, we get lighting ready for the front of Biltmore House, all the things that come with installing the big tree every year.
Every designer has a book with ideas and thoughts and sketches and photos and samples of things that they would like to use. Then we have a meeting with supervisors and museum services, and we start making decisions. Is that going to work?
We typically every year have a theme for Christmas at Biltmore, which gives kind of our designers something to kind of pull their inspiration around. This year we actually gave a little bit more creative freedom to the team, which I think really opened up the opportunities to pull inspiration from various places. So every room does have a story, but that might be highlighting a specific detail in a room, like a piece of artwork or fabric, or a specific part of our archival history, some story from the past.
My color palette this year for Banquet Hall, it is paying homage to George. It's going to be very traditional, heavily antique golds and reds. You're going to feel the spirit of Christmas. I think it's going to be stunning. I can't wait to have it finished.
Christmas is by far my favorite time of year. We have 3 lodging properties really on site. We have the Inn on Biltmore Estate, Village Hotel, as well as 4 cottages on the estate. Each of those areas are all decorated by the floral team that also oversees the banquet hall tree in Biltmore House. So each of the lodging properties also get the same love and affection and design as Biltmore House. We have a lot of things going on at Christmas at Biltmore. Starting down at Antler Hill Village, we have the illumination, which is amazing and spectacular walkthrough. You can get lost in the lights. Here at the inn, one of our pastry team is renowned for their gingerbread display. We are replicating, for the first time ever, the banquet table inside of Biltmore House.
The winery is full of energy and activity as we prepare for Christmas. We have several different special offerings for the holidays at the winery. I love to see the labels. I love to see the differences each year. The wine itself kind of follows a similar tradition each year or style. Well, the sparkling is super fun for me because we haven't had a Christmas sparkling before, and I wanted to have a Christmas sparkling for some time. On the table for the start of the evening, Christmas at Biltmore Sparkling is the perfect way to welcome them into your home.
We see in our archival references and in newspaper accounts the very first Christmas, the very large Christmas tree in the banquet hall was here from the beginning. We see the staff at Biltmore securing a very large tree, about 40 feet tall, to place in the banquet hall. And today it is the marking of the beginning of our Christmas season when that big tree goes up into the banquet hall.
Our fresh trees come from Andrew's Nursery. They have been for 40 plus years. I think that's a really special part of our story. They're now part of Biltmore history, that family has been helping make Christmas happen on the estate for such a long time. The size tree that we use for the banquet hall, it's 35 feet. That's typically around a 30-year-old tree. So there's trees growing now that are going to be in Biltmore House in future years.
That was the room the original Christmas tree started for George and Edith. We want to pay homage to them, and we want that room to really stand out.
First thing in the morning, we come in, I bring my team, and we come in, we move the banquet hall table and all the chairs out of the room. They go into the winter garden to get the area completely clear of all furniture. And we drape plastic over the tapestries that are hanging in the banquet hall to protect those as well. And then it takes about 40 people, crew members across the estate, to get together and lift this tree up and bring it in through the front door. We set it on 2 tree dollies and we roll it through the entry hall into the banquet hall and set it in its stand, and then raise it up from there to the height of the organ loft. It is totally controlled chaos, at least you hope. As soon as the tree is standing and is straight, it's a huge relief. But then the second kicks in, and now we've got to cut all the strings out, get the branches lowered, get ready to decorate it and light it, and get it prepared for opening the next day.
There's nothing like hearing the snapping of the branches and the smell of the tree, but it's a little overwhelming. We're always glad to see when it finally gets into its final resting place.
There's this moment of celebration and just feeling, aha, we did it. I'm always so proud of our team.
We all come together and work as one big family, one big team to do this wonderful tradition, and I'm quite happy with the end result.
One of the things that I love most about Biltmore is driving up to the approach road, the anticipation about what Biltmore House is going to look like from the outside. Entering the house and seeing that beautiful big tree in the banquet hall. I think that it's just amazing. And from that point on, if you're not in Christmas mood, you are in Christmas mood.
I love bringing my family to Biltmore at Christmas time, personally. I have 3 beautiful children, and I love that they do not know a single year in their life without visiting Biltmore at Christmas. And for me personally, it's become a tradition. You're a part of the history, you're a part of the legacy.
One of the earliest traditions that started here at Biltmore was at Christmas and the welcoming of family and friends, and we still do that today. I continue to bring my family every year at Christmas, and it's something we all look forward to, part of our own traditions.
I think it is so special that the family continues that tradition to this day with a special employee Christmas party and gifts specifically picked out for all the employee kids. My son Watson now gets to be a recipient of that, which that's just exciting to know that we're a part of that history and the story that lives on here.
The guest experience is always at the foundation of what we strive to achieve to have this place be magical, inspiring, and have people come back again and again.
When you walk through the front door and it's maybe an evening and all the lights are on and it's dark outside and you see all the luminaries and the Christmas trees all lit up, it is just turns magical.
It's always something new. There's always something inspiring about visiting Biltmore at Christmas time.